Hello? Oh, okay, it's working. Hi, everyone. I'm very happy to be here today and to introduce my fellow speakers. But first, I'll tell you a bit about what I do. So I work in fashion. I don't know if my presentation is there. Yeah. Laura? Oh, okay. So I'm very sorry it's in French, but that way you can focus more on what I'm saying. So, fashion. I don't know what fashion means to you, if it's important or superficial or whatever, but we all do have to wear some clothes every day. So, some people say that fashion is superficial, it's bloody and polluting, which is true. So I don't know if you had the opportunity to watch the documentary called The True Cost, but if you didn't, I really recommend you to do it because it really shows how the fashion industry is doing so much harm to both our planet and our people. And so it's really about fast fashion, so Zara, H&M, and so on and so on. But unfortunately, the luxury industry is doing much harm as well. It's also our responsibility as consumers to realize that we also have responsibility in the way that we consume stuff. So here it says that the average American throws 37 kilos of textile waste every year. And so this is the Americans, so you can say, oh no, but us Europeans, we're better, but we aren't. Definitely not. I don't have the figures in mind, but it's approximately the same thing. Fashion is also doing a lot of harm to its designers. So I'm sure that you've heard about the mercato of designers at big fashion houses, because they are asked to design so many collections each year, and then they burn out. The thing is that in fashion, it's just a really recent thing that psychological courses are being given at universities, because before they didn't do it. So I think it's really important, and it's great that they're doing it now, because I think that young people need to be prepared to the space where they're going to spend their lives. So, enough with the bad stuff. I think that fashion is a mirror of our modern societies and of its problems. But fashion is also very profitable. So those figures are for France. So in France, fashion makes more money than the automobile and aeronautic industries combined, which is a lot of money. So I think that by changing fashion, we can change the world. And the history has shown us that we already have somehow changed the world with fashion. So with the uniforms that were used to go to the moon, it was designed by Playtex, or to the liberation of women. But we still have a lot to do. So what I do, I'm the founder of Futur404, which is a think tank that thinks about the future of fashion as an excuse to think about the future of our societies. So we have 3 different activities. One is media, online and soon offline. The second is consulting, so we help fashion companies understand innovation. And the third one is what we call evangelization. So it's basically education. So I'll pass these. It's just like a definition of fashion tech. And here are some examples. So you can see I have the shoes from Back to the Future. So these are a few examples of existing applications of technology in fashion. But what I think is that applying technology to fashion is great. But it would be even better if it's applied for good reasons. So, like, those examples are examples of blockchain applied to fashion for a more transparent fashion supply chain. And these are some alternative materials so that my fellow speakers maybe will be able to better explain to you. Spider silk. And so the last thing I'd like to say is that I think that one of the best solutions to clean up fashion's act is circular economy, and that the power is in all of our hands to have a better consumption. Thank you.